Okay. So I'm with Annie or Annie in Finland, not from Finland, but is in Finland. Um, Annie, when we first started together, what um, was your main issue or thing you needed help with?
Uh, well, losing weight, but also I have IBS, or was told I have. It's a kind of a gray area. So I wanted to improve um, some symptoms that I had. But yeah, my main reason, to be honest, was losing weight.
Okay, I mean, and that's fine. What was your progress? What progress have you made so far in terms of the weight and or the digestive issues?
Uh, Actually, digestive issues really good. I know how. Of course, I stopped all the lactose and all the gluten. I have them sometimes, but not much. So I understand now that I can have, but not much, or what kind of things I can do, and I won't have bad symptoms. So I'm much better in that sense. No, so that I would say it's under control. The lose weight, yes, halfway there, I would say. So I've lost 7 kilos, 6 kilos since we started, and I still would need to lose 6 or 7 more at least. Yeah.
Okay, are you happy with that progress so far, or like what are your
Um,
thoughts there?
to be honest, in the time for the time, I'm not very happy, but I know what the problem has been. It's been me. So I like December, I went back, didn't take care enough. And then in the last month or so, as you know, I've stayed in the same weight. So weekdays I was really good and under my calorie, but then on the weekends I went really high. So my weight has been going up and down, but at the end of
Mm,
the day, staying in the same level. So I haven't continued losing. But it's clear for me now, like before this happened, but I didn't understand why, if I was so good on the week, sorry, why would
mm,
I don't lose weight? Now I understand. So in that way, like my mind is in the right place. I understand what it's going on. I don't get desperate. And I know that now I need to focus on a bit. If I want to lose the weight, I need to focus and be a little bit more careful on the weekends. That doesn't mean I cannot eat sweets sometimes or pizza one day, but just a little bit more careful. So yeah, in that way, I think it's really good. I know what is happening. I understand uh, why I haven't lost all the weight I wanted, but yeah, it's good.
okay, you sound like like you're almost like empowered because you know it's not like some people are in this situation and they don't understand why they're stuck and they don't know what to do next, and that's when they start to get attracted to all these shiny objects, different diets and big promises people make.
Yes,
And it's like, actually, now I hope you feel like you know what to do, that you're not out of control, that you're going to get to your goal. It's just going to take some time, especially if, like you said, you still want to have a normal social life and be able to eat fun things on the weekend. Of course you can, and you have been, and you're still making progress, but that's why there's still a little bit left to go.
yes. So I think that's the best part, being able to understand what was going on and not think, now I know it's not that, oh, I will never lose the weight, or my body, it's acting against me, something like that. I know exactly what's happening. And yeah, it gives me the power, to decide how I continue.
That's perfect. So is that what you've learned? Like, what have you learned about yourself? For a lot of people, it's the mindset component. They kind of get in their own way a little bit. Um, and I think it's important you not only measure your progress on the scale, but actually this conversation that we're having is very clear progress compared to when you first started, for example. So what have you learned about yourself through this
Yeah.
program?
So to be honest, I'm in general a very positive person. So everything, I've always know I want to do something, I can get there, but not with my weight. So I've always had this idea that I need to do that diet and kill myself to lose weight, because I've done it in the past and I used to be skinny. So I had that idea, but then I also thought I love chocolates and I cannot leave them out of my life. No? So I think the understanding really how my body works, that it's not a fixed thing, that I will always be fat or something like that, and understanding why I can or why I wasn't losing the weight. No? So yeah, I think that that's the best part, and I now don't feel like, oh, it's all wasted and I need to go and run to a crazy terrible diet.
Yeah,
I can have a good life. Yeah, I can have a good life and lose the weight still.
Good. I'm glad you have that clarity and you don't feel hopeless in a sense, because that's when people when they feel frustrated like that and they really like, okay, look, it's out of, my body's doing this, my metabolism does this, my digestive issues are out of my control, and this is how I have to live my life. And I'm like, no, you don't have to be that way. So I'm happy for you. What did you like about my program or approach that was different than things that you had tried previously, whether for digestive issues or weight loss?
Yeah, I didn't try anything before you for digestive issues.
Okay.
So and I watched some of your diet versus disease things, and I like and you seem to be very approachable and all that. So that's why I like also when we had the first conversation, and I felt like, okay, this is a nice person to work with. No? But then I think in general, the program, having these calls and the group, and the thing is, whenever I was in another diet with doctors, for example, they would give you a really strict, you eat this and this and this, that it's not always possible or not very nice. So I've been to very different types of doctors and things before, okay? But your approach was more real, real life. And you don't need to do something crazy. And the good thing is also with your approach is something for life. It's not like you just lose the weight and then you go back to your normal life as it was before. But you actually teach us how to be healthy, control the symptoms, lose the weight, whatever, but for life in a way. So I think that was a big difference. And of course, I don't know, somehow all doctors tell you to do sports and all doctors tell you to eat healthy, but somehow the way you say it and the explanations you give behind and listening also, like if I have a question or somebody else had a question, the way you explain things makes it, I don't know how to explain, but there's a big difference and comes through better.
That's good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Some of my analogies, maybe it's helped. Sometimes you need to hear things 10 different ways before one of them sticks in your head.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course having I met those calls, although I was disappointed I couldn't join anymore because of the time, but it was also a nice support. So yeah, I think those things make a difference.
One more thing, what would you say to someone who was on the fence about working with me or signing up to get this help and they've been stuck for a long time? What would you say to them?
Give it a try. You can't lose anything. You might lose kilos. So I don't know. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of the things that you teach are not a magic trick. It's not something that people don't know, but it's the way that everything is put together that makes sense. So and having you and like reporting back, it really helps. So
Accountability.
definitely, yes, accountability. So definitely give it a try. Something else that I love about the group. There's one lady that was posting her pictures from before and after, and actually from October to January, massive change.
Yeah.
And that's really motivating because it's not like seeing an ad somewhere and you don't know if it's real or fake. But this is, this is something that is somebody that is really there and has been updating and now posted before and after, or until this point, and you can see the massive change. I know that it's real.
Right. I know
So
it's achievable for you actually as well, because they're doing the same things that you are.
exactly. So I think that's, and motivates you to keep on going.